Have you ever looked at a dish and wondered how on earth did this become a delicacy? Well, today we're re-diving deep into the jungles of Cambodia and the high-end kitchens of the world to uncover the astonishing story of one of the most unlikely luxury foods, the fried tarantula. Believe it or not, the journey of this eight-legged snack from a desperate meal of survival to a high-priced gourmet item is a tale of resilience, history, and a touch of culinary audacity. It all begins in Cambodia during the late 1970s, under the brutal regime of the Khmer Rouge. During this dark period, food was incredibly scarce. Starvation was a daily reality for millions. People were forced to find sustenance in the most unconventional places. The forests and jungles became their last resort. It was in this desperate environment that Cambodians discovered the nutritional value of a creature many of us would run from: the Oping A species of tarantula native to the region. These large, hairy spiders, found in burrows in the ground, were abundant. More importantly, they were packed with protein, folic acid, and zinc. For a starving population, this was a lifeline. The town of Skuon, located about 45 miles from the capital, Phnom Penh, became the epicenter of this new survival food. Locals developed methods to hunt the tarantulas safely, often using a stick to lure them out of their earthen holes. The preparation was simple and born of necessity. The spiders were typically thrown into hot oil and fried until crispy. A little salt and garlic were added for flavor, turning a fearsome creature into a crunchy, life-saving meal. For years, this was its sole purpose: to keep people alive. After the fall of the Khmer Rouge, Cambodia slowly began to rebuild. As the country opened up to the world, tourists started to trickle in, curious about the nation's culture and history. And in Skuon, they encountered something truly unique: vendors selling piles of fried tarantulas on the roadside. It became a dare, a bizarre rite of passage for adventurous travelers. "Did you try the fried spider in Cambodia?" became a common question. This tourist fascination was the first step in the tarantula's transformation. What was once a symbol of hardship started to become a quirky, marketable attraction. The spiders were no longer just a source of protein. They were an experience. This new demand created a cottage industry, providing a valuable source of income for many families in the Skuon region. The hunters and vendors, who had once relied on this for their own survival, were now supporting their families by selling this unusual snack to foreigners. But how did it leap from a street food curiosity to a dish you might find in a high-end restaurant? The answer lies in the global nose-to-tail and entomophagy movements. In the early 21st century, influential chefs and food thinkers around the world began championing the idea of eating insects. They argued that insects are a sustainable, eco-friendly, and highly nutritious alternative to traditional livestock. Chefs like René Recipe of Noma in Copenhagen and others in the gastronomic world started experimenting with insects, aiming to elevate them from a novelty to a genuine culinary ingredient. They saw the potential to challenge Western perceptions of what is and isn't food. Suddenly, ants, grasshoppers, and yes, tarantulas began appearing on tasting menus in Michelin-starred restaurants. This is where the luxury preparation part of our story really kicks in. A high-end chef isn't just going to deep fry a tarantula with salt and garlic. No, they deconstruct it. They reimagine it. They might confit the tarantula legs in duck fat until they are exquisitely tender and crispy. The abdomen, which has a much softer, peaty-like texture, might be transformed into a delicate mousse or a savory custard. The fangs are, of course, removed. The flavors are also elevated. Instead of simple salt, chefs use exotic spices, citrus zests, and complex sauces. A dish might feature a tarantula leg served on a bed of saffron risotto, or a tarantula-infused oil drizzled over a delicate piece of fish. The presentation is impeccable, turning the spider into a piece of edible art. You're not just eating a spider, you're experiencing a carefully crafted culinary creation. So, why the high price tag? It's a combination of several factors. First, the sourcing. While these tarantulas are still found in Cambodia, sourcing them for high-end international restaurants requires a specialized supply chain. They need to be harvested, processed, and shipped under strict hygienic standards, which adds significant cost. Second is the labor and skill involved. Preparing a tarantula for a fine dining menu is an intricate process. It takes a skilled chef to balance the unique flavors and textures of the spider with other ingredients. You're paying for the chef's expertise and creativity. And finally, there's the novelty and exclusivity. Dining on a luxury tarantula dish is an experience few people will ever have. It's a story to tell. Restaurants capitalize on this exclusivity, marketing it as the ultimate culinary adventure. The high price makes it a status symbol, a testament to a discerning and fearless palate. From a desperate meal born of tragedy to a celebrated delicacy on the world's most exclusive tables, the journey of the fried tarantula is a powerful reminder of how culture, history, and innovation can transform the way we think about food. It's a story of survival becoming a spectacle, and a spectacle becoming a sophisticated delicacy. So, the next time you see an unusual ingredient on a menu, remember the fried tarantula. There's probably an incredible story behind it. Thank you so much for joining me on this fascinating culinary journey. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more deep dives into the world's most interesting foods. We'll see you in the next video.